Hey guys, it's your host Triple C. How's everyone doing today? Today I want to talk about one of my favorite things in G.I. Joe, Subteams. Subteams are awesome, in my opinion. I know a lot of people don't like Subteams or they don't care for them, they don't collect them, but some people do collect them. Some people really like Subteams, and I'm one of them. Tiger Force, for instance, I think it's underutilized and classified. We only have 12 figures for it, 10 to 12 figures for it, and we only have two vehicles for it. Now, for the same, I could say for about Night Force, there's 19 figures for it though, and there's only one vehicle for it so far. Iron Grenadiers, there's one, two, three, four characters. If you count one, the Iron Grenadier is one, and the Iron Grenadier Bat is one. And then the new Mistress Murata lady is gonna be five. But there's only one vehicle for Iron Grenadiers, and that's the spoiler. I'm hoping that next year that we start seeing a few more sub-team vehicles. I would like to see the Tiger Sting because we have the Vamp Mark II coming out, and that just needs a repaint into the Tiger Sting. I'm hoping that we, even if they do that again and make the Python Patrol Stinger, I'd be happy with that too. Python Patrol needs more vehicles. Night Force needs more vehicles. I'm hoping that with the Triple T coming out, we get the Night Force Triple T. Now, I cannot wait to see what they do with the Triple T because they said that they upgraded and classified it up. And that's going to be incredible. Especially when it has a canopy on front to protect Sergeant Slaughter from being shot. So that's going to be awesome. I really think the Triple T is going to be a really great vehicle now. And I think a lot of people are going to love it. And I hope that it sells well enough to get the Night Force version of it, because the Night Force version would be incredibly cool. Because we only have one Night Force vehicle, and that is the Night Pursuit Cycle. And I got extras. I got the Night Blaster, which is the maggot, and I got the Night Shark, and the Night Force Moccasin. But yeah, I think that we need more Night Force vehicles. That's because there's 29. There's a total of 49 characters in Night Force. 50 now, actually, counting the addition of Wolfspire. Wolfspire. Shooter, counting Shooter. There's now 50 characters in the Night Force, and that would be incredible to get all those characters. But we need more vehicles for them, and that is an army. If if I only got those characters, I'd be happy, and I'd probably be finished with GI Joe part. Cobra part, not so much. But I want more vehicles for Night Force. Now, the vehicles that I can see them doing, I can't see them doing every single vehicle. Like, I can't see them doing the APC, the Whale, or the Hydrofoil for the Night Force. At least not anytime soon. They need the regular versions out first before they do the other versions. And if they are hazards, they're 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years away. So something like that for Night Force. But the vehicles I can't see them doing is the Night Shark, the Night Force Triple T, and the Night Force Persuader. I can see them doing all those. And if they want to do an original one, that's fine too. A Night Force Devilfish. They can do that too if they wanted to. But they need a Devilfish out first before they do any repaints. But yes, The same with Tiger Tiger Force. The Tiger Sting I can see him doing. The Tiger Fish I can see him doing. The Tiger Shark I can see him doing. And if we get those, I'll be very happy. I would love the Tiger Rat. It is my favorite vehicle in G.I. Joe. It looks the coolest to me. The Tiger Rat and the Tiger Fly. And the Tiger Cat. Those are my top 3 most wanted G.I. Joe vehicles. And I don't know if we will ever see those in classified or not. As far as everything else, Patrol Patrol, they do a Patrol Patrol Marcusson, a Patrol Patrol Stinger, and I love a Patrol Patrol Stun. A stun is done off the table, but I'd love to see a stun done for G.I. Joe Classified. And if you do a stun, they can be at 788 and call it, and I'd be happy. I put it next to 788. Iron Grenadiers. Now, they could do a version of this for G.I. Joe if they wanted to, but I don't need one. Now, I got this from Mari Toys, and it's a perfect vehicle. It's probably the best 3D printed vehicle I own. But also, they can do. We got the spoiler, yeah, but we can get the Iron Grenadiers AGP. I can't see them doing the Wild Boar, the Razorback, or the other one, the helicopter tank one. I forgot the Dominator or I forgot what it's called. But it changed over to a helicopter to a tank. And it was never a good vehicle. It was fun, but it was a flimsy vehicle. The one that I can see him doing in HasLab is a Demon. I don't know if we'll ever see a Demon because of the size of this. Unless they want like a smaller one specifically for the Demon that comes with the Demon. I can see him doing that. I can honestly see him doing a Demon and having that as a tier. And that would be cool by me. I mean, that'd be a good tier for it. As long as it gets unlocked, and it should get unlocked because everybody wants a Demon. But in order for a Demon to fit this thing, it would have to be the biggest vehicle ever. Not as big as my Bug, which you guys see in episodes, but it would have to be a very big vehicle. That's why I think they would probably shrink that down, just to big enough for them to fit in. And then they'd probably have that as a tier for a Demon. And then they probably have 2 other figures with it. And that would be a great HasLab. But I don't see them doing that anytime soon. Or before the Hydrofoil. I think the Hydrofoil would be first before that. And I think that should be the next HasLab if we get any more HasLabs. Alright guys, now this whole thing I've been talking about the Subteams, people also don't like the fact that there are repaints and reissues of certain characters and figures. And I don't understand that sentiment at all because certain people come to the line at all stages, and then some people want certain characters. They can't always get the original character. So when they make a reissue or a repaint, they can finally get that character. But that's the thing I've been trying to also point out is that Night Force, Tiger Force, Patrol Patrol are all repaints of different characters and reissues of different characters, and some of them are totally different, some of them are not. But I think it's a good thing to have the repaints and reissues of figures because it extends the line. And I think it's a great way to bring in new people to the line. Now, you may not always agree with everything that people say or like or do. That's fine, but don't. It's your prerogative if you don't like repeats or whatever, but don't make it so people that do like it feel bad about it. That's all I'm gonna say on that. I I love the Night Force stuff, and I know a lot of people do Night Force stuff, Entire Force. Now the Python Patrol, I love the concept. I love the characters. I think the paint on some of them could be better, and I think it should be more uniform across the board. Like the ones that came out later, the Major Blood, the Rock Viper, Heat Viper, Laser Viper, and Cobra. The driver of the how do you put it? I can never remember, but that particular driver, they all had that awesome paint job on them. It was gold, red, and black, like dark red and black, and it was all uniformic, uniforms, color coordinated. I think they should have just done that with the rest of the figures. And I'd love to see them reissue more Python Patrol in those color schemes. But I want more vehicles. 13, I want more characters in Subteams. And I know a lot of people don't, but it's the same thing for Marvel Legends. People buy multiple Wolverine. They buy multiple Iron Man. They buy multiple Spider-Man. Why? Because they have awesome outfits. And each outfit represents something else. Wolverine, this represents the movie Wolverine, the Wolverine movie. Now, there's also the the 93rd Wolverine. There's the Iron Man from the movie and cartoon comics. I mean, it's just there's so many different versions of each character. There's over 100 versions of Iron Man. Of just Iron Man. There's a ton of Iron Man outfits out there. Each one has his coolest factor. Some of them are cooler than others. Some of them are just silly. Some of them represent something that represents history, like the first, the Mark One. But it's the same with G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe has multiple versions of each character. And now, through 82 to 2000 to 1990, there were several repaints. Not as many as came later, but there were several repaints. And we don't have all of them yet. Now, we have the main groups almost done, but we don't have all the characters yet. We're missing a lot of pilots and a lot of drivers. And I do think that we will see them now more than ever. And I think that vehicles, and I'm hoping I understand what he said during Yo-Yo June accurately, that the vehicles will come with generic pilots and generic drivers, so we can get all the main characters again in the line, and I think that would be awesome. And that way people that can get the if they want just the characters, they can use the characters. Now, the one thing about Marvel Legends that I never understood, and G.I. Joe does it better now. G.I. Joe has more vehicles than Marvel Legends has in the past 24 years. Marvel Legends came out in 2022. And granted, they have a lot of bikes, but I thought, they were types of vehicles. They have a Fantastic Four car and the X-Men X-Jet. The single piloted X-Men X-Jet that came out with the movies a long time ago. And they had a couple Fantastic Four cars. It's many been motorcycles up to now. Many with Ghost Rider and Blade and Wolverine have had the most motorcycles. Now, there's been an X-Men car and a Spider-Man cars, but in the short time of G.I. Joe's been around, they have more vehicles now than the past 20-some years of, well, maybe by the end of the year they'll have more vehicles than all of Marvel Legends. But it's pretty close either way. And I'm sure this will pass it by the end of next year. Marvel Legends is missing out on a gold mine. They should be doing vehicles. Like this Wolverine Jeep should be a vehicle. X-Men's van should be a vehicle. Punisher's van should be a vehicle. Blade's car should be a vehicle. And they should be in stores for $100 for a Blade car, $100 for the van for X-Men and Punisher. I don't see why they're afraid of doing vehicles for X-Men. Marvel Legends. I think Marvel Legends fans would love vehicles for them. And we released the X-Jet, the one that was a one-seater. Even if you do the smaller X-Jet, the single, like a small X-Jet, a single-piloted, single-seated X-Jet, that would be awesome. Also, they can do a Quinjet like that too if they wanted to. Just, and they can do bad guy vehicles if they wanted to also. But I don't know what kind of bad guy vehicles there are, but how many of you guys play Marvel Legends would want these vehicles? Would you want a Quinjet? Would you want a Blackbird, or either a big Blackbird or the small single-seated Blackbird? Like a Gary flew off in one once in the cartoon. It was a single-seated small jet. Or an X-Men van, a Wolverine Jeep, or a Punisher van. Stuff like that. Characters that have vehicles. Would you want vehicles for Marvel Legends? I think that'd be a cool way to do it. Fill out a world. But yeah, vehicles are an essential part to any G.I. Joe. And I'm glad that we're getting a lot more vehicles next year. I'm glad we're getting a lot of vehicles this year. I hope I can get that Turbo Bubble and Ferret 2-pack this year, but I don't know if I'll be able to. I'm going to try to, but I don't know if I'll be able to. But yeah, they missed out on doing this. They should have done it with Darkwan. This should have been an extra vehicle this year, or last year when this guy came out. Because this is an incredible vehicle. And this is a 3D printed vehicle. And it's as good as this one particular vehicle is the best 3D printed vehicle I own. Now I have other ones, and I like them a lot, but this is the best one. It's the strongest, most durable 3D printed vehicle I own. A lot of 3D printed vehicles have started to crack and break on me. This one has not, and I've been playing with it a lot. Like my 3D printed buzzboard, I have to glue the shell back on. My favorite vehicle, my armadillo, I have to glue one of the wheels back on. It would still work. It was just the wheel has to be glued on. It's a middle wheel, so it won't affect anything. Then, I mean, my shark is still fine. I like my my Night Blaster. I just wish the treads rolled a little bit better on it. He fixed that issue later on, so it's an older model, so it doesn't roll as good as the Armadillo does. But it's still a great vehicle, and I use it a lot. My Bug is a great vehicle, but it's big. It could be this big. It's huge. But yeah, I'm not listening to 3D printed vehicles. I think they're wonderful. I think people. I do think they need to take more care in making 3D printed vehicles, though. Not everybody is as good as Rowdy Toys. A lot of people take shortcuts, and it breaks easily. So you want to be careful. You want to find a distributor or a store that if you go to buy 3D printed vehicles that you trust and has a good reputation. Rowdy Toys has a great reputation right now. So this looks, he takes pride in his work. But yeah, I do. Well, this is more of a ramble video than anything, but I love G.I. Joe, and I just want to see more vehicles. I want to see more Tiger Wars vehicles, Tiger Wars characters. Same with Night Force and Python Patrol. I want to see more Iron Grenadier stuff. I want to see more 78 stuff. Even Diatech stuff, I want to see more. And Desert and Arctic stuff. I can't wait to get my some cat here. I can't wait to get the Arctic hisses this year. But yeah, I talked enough, guys. I think this has been a fun video. I wanted to discuss it with you guys. What is your favorite Subteams? Do you guys even like Subteams? Do you guys not want Subteams in the line? Let me know in the comments below what your opinions are. Let me know what you think about what's coming out, what you hope to see. Comment below. I always talk to every single one of you guys that respond to my videos. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for watching my videos. It means a lot to me. Even the little group that keeps coming back to me, I really appreciate that. I may have a lot of people watch my videos, but it really doesn't bother me as long as you guys are the ones that are watching and enjoy my videos, and that's all that matters to me. This is Triple C. Thank you all for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cobra! Bye, guys.